afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for September 18th, 2020, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Evidently, the meditation recording yesterday didn't take. I don't know what happened. I could have not, pushed the record directive, but I thought I did. But that happens. So maybe someone recorded it. I don't know. But once in a while that happens. We haven't had really any issues for quite some time on the recordings for the meditation call. That we continue our internal journey, which is so important for this civilization, is to go within and to understand more and more. Now, I think some people think that they can, overnight it, or within minutes that they can. Oh, I'm within. I've figured everything out. I don't think any of us have figured everything out. I haven't met anybody that has, as far as what I can tell. But some people believe that they've figured it all out, and that's great for them. But it is an eternal journey, and the eternal journey is really, it's about finding out about what's inside you. And I'm not talking about your arteries and tissues and everything, and internally. But I think people think that that's almost what some people interpret, that that's what it's about, going, within. First, you have to determine where's in. Where is the in? Where am I going? I'm going within. What does that mean? Well, what it means is that you connect with the pure consciousness, which is housed in the body. So it's experiencing, so to speak, the physical form, right? And along the way, most of us were blanked out. We have no clue. We come into baby bodies in most cases. After about 7 years, we don't have any memory of who and what we are. And so we start again, this process. And as we do that, some of us, kind of decide to just move in to that understanding. Some of us, right after, a few years after we come into the body. But then we get distracted. We all get distracted. We all get waylaid at times. And, there's a lot of interesting adventures in this life. And that's what they are. They're very interesting. Quite, to say the least. So, when we look at ourselves, we also look at the enlightening truth about ourselves. Now, we can't change the truth, but the truth can change us. And there are many great truths in our universe, as there are stars in the sky, and yet, like the billions and trillions of stars that exist, not all truths are created equal. So the universe is not just made of black and white colors. If you look closer on a clear night, and you'll see an entire rainbow of flavors. There's a vast multidimensional cosmic playground out there, and inside of each and every one of us as well. When we focus on that, instead of all this superficial stuff, that stresses and fears, old thoughts, by the illusion of the ego and the mind. We live in a highly diverse, intelligent system which contains various degrees of truth. Various degrees of truth. So not every truth will impact us the exact same way. And the bigger a truth is, the more it will expand our reality. And the smaller a truth is, the more it will shrink and contract our experience of life. The good news is that we don't have to decide what is a big truth and what is a small truth. Our physical body will let us know. For our hearts, it is the best guide for seeing how expansive or contracted a truth actually is. So whenever we discover a larger, more profound truth in this life, a little miracle happens. Everything that once felt hard, heavy, and stuck inside us suddenly becomes exalted and liberated. And we feel lighter than air. And we're filled with a natural, spontaneous joy inside which flows as freely as the wind. So the mind stops thinking. Isn't that great? The mind stops thinking. Wouldn't that be just marvelous? And we experience our own source of consciousness. And from here, we see life from a much more expanded perspective. And it can happen within milliseconds. Milliseconds. And one of the biggest truths that you could probably ever have uncovered along your path is the first lesson in the Course of Miracles. It simply states this: that which is real cannot be threatened, and that which is unreal does not exist. Now, it takes a while to understand that, digest this enormous truth, and to really figure it out. And you root it throughout your life. And then you sit with it, and the deeper it can transform your entire way of viewing yourself, others, and the world. Okay? That which is real cannot be threatened. That which is unreal does not exist. Now, on the surface, it doesn't seem like much. Oh, okay, fine. But when you really start contemplating it, you start to realize that it can really shift your whole perspective. So, when you sit and contemplate this, it will shift your whole direction towards others in the world. That which is real cannot be threatened. Think about that. What is it that feels threatened inside of you? That which is real cannot be threatened. What is it, okay, that feels threatened inside of you? What is this personality, self, ego, or that the thing you call you, which defends itself when feeling attacked or provoked? What is this little you who has a need to be on guard and protect itself, trying to assert itself and attempting to achieve something important or worthwhile with your life? And then who is this overly strong, confident, all-important you who compensates for the super small, unimportant you? It's the one who has been attempting to make your life secure by feeling self-important, accomplished, met and deep embrace by their beloved, and all the while is feeling a deep and constant separation from God. Now, the good news in all of this is that we are, how do I put it, that who we truly are has nothing to do with who and what we think we are. Who we truly are has nothing to do with who and what we think we are. whatever we may think of and conceive of about ourselves with the mind can only be a thought. And this little thought is too small to be who or what we are. Who and what we really are is beyond any spiritual understanding of the mind. This is why we talk, so the mind's an illusion. The ego's an illusion. Mind creates the ego. One illusion creates another. So who and what we really are is beyond any spiritual understanding of the mind. And in this moment, this very moment, and only in this moment, we can find what is actually real. And this real thing is the only thing that liberates us and binds us at the same time. It liberates us and it binds us at the same time. That which is real, the real you, does not change. Now I know change is constant. We all been taught that everything changes. But the real you does not change. And this essence is what remains the same for all eternity. Now everything else, like in this life, change is constant. The bodies are constantly changing. Everything around you is constantly changing. All the bioorganisms are changing. But you're beyond all of that in truth, and major truth and reality. You're beyond all that. So you do not change. And this is the essence which remains the same for all eternity. Now, you might come across during your journey within, which may be the most pivotal, enlightening truth that you may discover in recent times, in this week maybe, is understanding how all identification with the ego is based in some form of fear. How all identification with the ego is based in some form of fear. If we are not experiencing a state of oneness, unity, love, connection, relaxation, and bliss, we are hanging out in some quality or version of fear. Think about that in this meditation. Visualize it. And this is a pivotal, enlightening truth. It's understanding how all identification with the ego is based in some form of fear, isn't it? Isn't it really? It is, isn't it? If we're not experiencing a state of oneness, unity, love, connection, relaxation, and bliss, we are all hanging out in some quality or version of fear. And the ego is clinging to some thought or a process of thoughts which believes deep down that it is not one with the divine. Okay? It thinks it's not loved. It thinks it's not accepted. It thinks it's embraced or enlightened. Okay? So it believes that it is not loved, accepted, embraced, or enlightened. We talk a lot about expanding our imaginations, childlike imagination, so on and so forth, where we're heading in a civilization of the universe. The more creative that we become, the more godly we become. When our creativity comes to a climax, when each moment of our lives is filled with creativity, we live in God. Osho. Now, enlightenment is simply realizing again and again and again how to remain non-identified with one's ego. That's interesting, isn't it? How do you remain non-identified with your ego? The enlightened state that we can all be in is a pure seeing, understanding how the ego is the greatest illusion of them all, to ultimately know and become identified with the real self, that which cannot be threatened. Your real self is that which cannot be threatened. It is the only true path to total freedom there is. All other paths lead to some form of suffering. And And you know in your heart minds that that is absolutely true. All other paths lead to some form of suffering. It requires no basic standard of ethics, codes of spirituality, or religious background needed to arrive. We simply experience ourselves as the essence of consciousness that we all truly are. The ego, who we think we are, that's what we think we are. It's the ego. This is who we think we are. Has some truth to it, yet it's just not a very big truth. It's a smaller truth which only castrates our ability to expand into love, trust, and a feeling of oneness. Ego is a fear-based program that is based in the opposite experience of trust. Whenever we are living in trust 24 hours a day, we start accessing all the wisdom and knowledge known to all the saints, masters, and enlightened beings in history. Sounds phenomenal, doesn't it? Once you begin to embrace this and understand it, you choose to do it. It's something that you have to do. Ego is a fear-based program that is based in the opposite experience of trust. This is all about gaining the knowledge of who and what you are. This is about your true journey. Now, whenever we are living in trust 24 hours a day, we begin to start accessing all the wisdom and knowledge known to all the saints, all the masters, and enlightened beings throughout existence. We step into the greatest experience of our lives. We find our real true selves. And we know that we are the real masters of our destiny. See? We find our real true selves, and we know that we are definitely the real masters of our destiny. Now, when we know our real nature, we can allow life to play its ego personality role through us and somehow not get in the way. We can sit back, go with the flow, and enjoy the ride. We can remain fascinated by life, learning how we are here to serve others, take care of our bodies, and simply let the old intelligent life force move through us. Now, this state of perpetual enjoyment of life is real mastery. And when we remain free from all forms of ego identification, which like is, look at me, look what I've done. Say, look what I have. Say, oh, you can't beat me, I got to beat you. Say, oh, if I don't get it, they're going to get it. Those are forms of ego identification. So when we remain free from all forms of ego identification, we cannot help but to enjoy all aspects of life. We allow a greater love to always guide our course, and it helps us live with ease and grace in every way. The moment many of us start seeing life as non-serious and playful, all the burden on your heart disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. One starts living with a very light weight, or almost no weight at all. So weightlessness, one becomes. One can fly in the open sky. Some of that's Osho. We have a magical synchro destiny of life. And the choiceless truth of who we are is revealed to be permanently here, permeating and not a thing, and not separate from anything. Not a thing and not separate from anything. Gangaji. There is a divine orchestra of spiritual energy and consciousness happening all around us, all of the time. We aren't always aware of it because our minds are so distracted and busy with those all too important things of this physical world. It's only when everything stops from some seemingly random event that we are thrown back to our real selves and can see, feel, and taste the bigger picture. In a few brief moments, the mind drops its game, and we understand how divinely perfect everything is. To not value the gift of a human incarnation or mankind incarnation is like trading a diamond for a head of cabbage. To not value the gift of a mankind incarnation is like trading a diamond for a head of cabbage, Vedic sage. I've been asked this question long. How long does it take to reach liberation? It is not to be gained in the future. It is there forever, here and now. And realization is for everyone. Everyone. Realization makes no difference between the aspirants. This very doubt that we may have, whether we are realized or not, with the notion, I have not realized, are themselves the obstacles to realization. So we can choose to be free from these obstacles and see who we truly are, Ramana Maharishi. We all know that. Do we know what fear is? Part of our enlightenment process is loving what we fear. And what is fear made of? Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. Very straightforward, Osho. Fear is made of ignorance of one's own self. Our lives are meant to be a magical, manifesting, creating into reality adventure. And in order to experience our greatest magic, power, and freedom, we must first be totally free of the grasp of fear. All of these things. When our hearts are truly fearless, our soul trusts that it's safe to perpetually open up to life. And then, nothing feels impossible for us. We can ask anything of the universe, and it is not too much. The fearless being is the most desired, empowered, and beautiful being in the entire universe. Whatever their heart desires instantly begins to create into reality or manifest into the world. Now, to some people, that's just crazy, that's ridiculous, that's outrageous. Yet, you choose, if you do choose, you will learn how to transform fear. Every moment becomes an invitation to meet the divine. And awaiting within each and every one of us is an enlightening heart opening godly experience. And the secret to discovering this fearless freedom begins with one simple step. Approach all fear with fascination. Isn't that interesting? How many people would do that? If you walked up to somebody, approach all fear. Approach all fear with fascination. Now, decide to do that or not is up to you. What controls most of us on this planet? Fear does. When you meet fear with curiosity, life takes you into higher states of expansion instead of deeper, limiting sensations of contraction and withdrawal. Fascination makes us become more open, relaxed, and receptive to the magic that is all around us. We naturally want to dive into life and experience each person we meet with endless wonder, curiosity, and this creates more intimacy, and it requires tremendous courage to change our relationship with fear. A lot of courage. Yet, if you don't fear, will continue to castrate the rest of your life. If you don't fear, will continue to castrate the rest of your life. So you change the relationship with your fear. Pick a day, maybe now. Pick one day where you're going to create more freedom in your life by meeting your fear with fascination. Whatever may happen to you in these short 24 hours, don't let any fear shrink you, yet allow it to move through you in such a way that it creates a transformation inside you. Breathe into your fear. Welcome it. When you say yes to it, it will shift before your very eyes. If you can maintain this commitment to yourselves for this one day, you might just believe by evening time that you are one of the most fortunate, sacred, and amazing beings who are alive on this planet. That you are one of the most fortunate, sacred, and amazing beings who are alive on this planet. The possibility of living in doubt, skepticism, and resistance to life will always be there. In each moment, fear can sneak in and take on one of these disguises. It doesn't mean you have to pay attention to it. You can choose to ignore any fearful energy or feeling that you sense growing inside you and breathe beyond it. Simply take a look underneath. Underneath the contracted fear-based energy, and you'll see that it's an angel in disguise, simply there to help you create deeper roots of love. Fear has a very special and sacred job in your life. It is going to make sure you don't die without feeling ridiculously alive. If you are not pouncing on your life mission, taking the risk to open your heart to love every day, believing in the impossible, and reaching for the miraculous, then fear will do its job and start eating at you. We need fear there while we're in these bodies, yet we don't have to live in it. If our world was completely without the concept of fear, we would be zombies. There would be no courage. There would be no vigilance of awareness. We wouldn't be very accurate at focusing our precious attention and intention into what makes our heart truly sing. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Redmoon. Explore a feeling of deep acceptance with your personal relationship with fear. How do you typically respond when fear shows up? It's scary head. Do you run and hide? Most do. Then retaliate with anxiety? When fear comes into your body, what happens? What happens? Make this more conscious so that you learn how to use fear instead of being used by it. When you stop feeding fear, fear can feed you. It's just energy. And when you find out how to welcome it with curiosity, it sharpens your focus, clarifies your intentions, and makes your whole body, mind super passionate about what you want to get out of life. If you practice it in the coming days, it will shake you to your roots. This is what it means to do so, that the real metamorphosis can begin. So you stop resisting fear and start welcoming it in. Learn how to ride the hungry tiger instead of being eaten by it. You will actually enjoy everything about life again. Because in reality, guys, when you do this, fear becomes your ally rather than your enemy. Quite interesting, isn't it? So in this meditation, approach all fear with fascination. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. First thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. And remember something. Each of us are masters of these bodies. They're not the masters of us. And it's important that we understand that. And this isn't ego energy. This is the God force energy within you. It's your pure consciousness. You're the master of your body. Your body relaxes. Body, let's relax. Let's drop the shoulders. Let's alleviate any of the stresses and fears and anxieties and worries that we're carrying. They serve no greater good at all. So I just dismiss them. Dismiss them. Walk through them. And they'll fade away. They'll fade away. That's why it takes courage to do so. So the body will relax. It will respond. So as the body relaxes, we move into the now. The now is what we have. And the now is so wonderful because it stills the mind and it stills the ego. Because all you're focused in and on is the now, the space between heartbeats, moment to moment, breath to breath. That's it. Nothing else. Doesn't matter if you're picking your hangnail or nose or scratching your head. It's in the moment. It's in the now. Now, some of us, all of us reminisce about the past, don't we? You hear a song, you're talking with someone, something comes over you, it's kind of a memory, and you go, oh, that was a wonderful time, and you reminisce, and it's wonderful, isn't it? But then, we move into the now. We're not interested in staying there. It's something we've already done. We've been there, as we say, and done that. So we move on to new experiences, new knowledge. But some of us will stay in the past. We get so seduced because it's so wonderful to rekindle all kinds of past experiences and talk about them and review them. But unbeknownst to us, it sucks us right into Death Valley, where we will take that past, we will bring it into a future that doesn't exist, we will create that future from that past, relive that past and that future. And then we say to ourselves, why does it feel like I'm just not going anywhere in this life? No matter what I do, it seems like I just keep repeating. That's why. So we stay in the now. It's a choice. And the now is all we really have. The now creates the future, because when you focus moment to moment, you're creating a future, and when you're aware of it through pure consciousness, you're creating a future that you desire. Also, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through our noses, and we want to breath in, breath out through our mouths. Now, this is divine positive energy because it literally holds, it sustains the body that holds the God, the pure consciousness within. It holds it. Divine positive energy, our breath. Now, we're relaxed. We've relaxed our bodies. We're in the now. We've stilled the chatter, and we've subdued the ego mind and the heart, and the ego mind and the mind. And we are operating through the heart mind. We're operating through the love that we are. energy, and we're going to bring it up through the center of our bodies, through these energy vortexes, these wheels of colored light, known as chakras. And these chakras are bridges to spirituality, etheric, to physical back to spiritual, back and forth. And the chakras are all flowers, different shapes, and inside each one has a different geometrical figure. So this is our God force energy, our pure consciousness, our chi, our ki, our prana, that literally fountains through the center of our bodies and up and over and back up and in around again. We're a perpetual fountain of pure divine energy. So the root chakra, the Muladhara, is the red wheel of light. It is our career, money mindset, sense of belonging. And it represents our foundation of feeling of being grounded. It's the base of our spine tailbone area. Survival issues such as financial independence, money, food, physical connections, spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. Then we move to the Vadhisthana, our sacral chakra. This is the orange wheel of light. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's located in the abdomen, 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. And emotional connection, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, and sexuality. Either good, bad, or indifferent on those emotional issues. Physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, and immune system. Then we move into the golden yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our ability to be confident and in control of our lives, going with the flow, the confidence through the heart-mind. No issues, downstream thinking. The location is upper abdomen in the stomach area. Our emotional connections is self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. You have a low self-esteem. Most of the time, it's due something with the solar plexus chakra. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skins. Then we bring this wonderful energy through the heart chakra, the Anahata, the emerald green wheel of light. This is about love, relationships, and self-acceptance. It is our ability to love. Isn't it interesting? We're all made of love, and a lot of us have a difficult time of loving. This is at the center of our chest, just above our hearts. Emotional issues, love, joy, and inner peace. Physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. Then we go to the throat chakra, the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It is us communicating with each other and ourselves. It's in the throat. Emotional connections are communication, self-expression of feelings, and the truth. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, vocal cords. Then we go to the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna. This is our ability to focus and see the big picture. It's located in our forehead between the eyes. You could call it the brow chakra. And it's emotional connections, intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And then we come to the violet wheel of light, the Sahasrara. This is connection to the divine. This high chakra represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. The very top of the head is where it's located. Inner and outer beauty. Our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. Physical association, not surprising, is pineal gland, brain, and nervous system. Now visualize this. And as you do, you understand that you approach all fear with fascination. And you visualize this whole moving picture. And you see your chi, your ki, your God force energy, your life energy, And then you see this divine positive energy breath, all converging, and you bring it to the tops of your heads, just a little bit back. And for a brief moment, you hold it. I am life, I am light, I am love. And in that brief moment, you compress it, condense it into pure liquid energy, which cannot be measured. It is so powerful. And you gently release it over the pineal gland. And the pineal gland drinks it up like a sponge. And this pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these bodies, because it's the gateway to all the particles of existence. Feel them. Experience them. It's the gateway to pure consciousness, the God. And it's the gateway to beyond. By doing this and releasing this pure liquid energy, the pineal gland loses all of its calcification, poisoning attempts, suffocation, deterioration, attempts to completely block its function. Totally released, no constraints, no binding. It becomes to me, I look at it as a green ball, a rosebud. Some people look at it as a pine cone, a raisin, a prune, whatever. And I see it as the rose comes into full bloom. It has a beautiful fragrance, and it is eternal, and the petals are all multicolored. And I see this in my heart mind. I'm watching all of this. And I see all of the divine positive energy and the God energy, pure consciousness, running through the center of my body as a fountain, perpetual. And so the pineal gland is my gateway. It's my gateway on my internal journey to take me beyond the mind into pure consciousness. And I also know that it will take me and allow me to go to beyond consciousness. We are all aware, consciously aware, that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We are one. We are merged. Once you understand what we are, who you are, really, truly, then you know that the God within you, the pure consciousness, the body, the heart, mind, the higher self, the soul, the spirit, are all pieces of the one, the whole. And so we are one. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. But boy, do we meet with them. And many of us don't see it, we don't realize it. In it, it's never there when you're meeting with them. It's always after, in most cases. So when it's after that, you drink it in because it's so blissful and it's such a peaceful experience. They love interacting with us because they're interacting with parts of themselves as we are interacting with parts of ourselves with them. Now, they've been with us since the beginning. We've been with them since the beginning. Many thousands can occupy a small area because of their vibrational frequency. So thousands can surround any one of us at any one time, and that is blissful as well. They are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We have the Ascended Masters: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Buddha. Hell and Thoth, many, many, many more. Are you Ascended Masters? Yes. Are they us? Yes. All experiencing different things. So as they've mastered ascension out of body and hold pure consciousness, God form, we are mastering experience in the body. And they are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And we're all one. And we're all each other. And we're all God, and we're all love. And we're compelled to call out to all the other pieces, aspects, and reflections of ourselves and each other for the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. So we call on all of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. And they come in the googleplexes. One googleplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of googleplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, Agartha, beneath Earth, many, many, many different civilizations and species. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now. We call upon all the galactics, all the off-worlders, all the celestials, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions. And over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day. We're only somewhat familiar with only a handful of them. And this includes all the levels and species, and only the good elements of those civilizations, not the lower level frequencies, only the high. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Zeta Reticuli, Feline, Greys, Nords, Draco Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian, many, many, many more. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. And only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us. Now, they come in the trillions, and we only see maybe 1% of them. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, that we only see a fraction of them. And we're only familiar with a handful of them. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And only those that are consciously aware that they're of and highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, this meditation form, this circle of light. They come in the trillions. They are with us now. And at once, all together, arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods as one. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we're all one. All of us gathered here. We're each other. We're all God and we're all love. Nothing more powerful than the gathering of the liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. We form this circle of light. This comes from the pure consciousness, the God within each and every one of us, spanning all existence within existence, all connected, all one. This circle of light is so brilliant and bright, it would take over 1 billion of the suns in this universe, in this solar system, for the universe to literally compare to its brilliance and its light. It grays out the darkness of space. It floods each and every single one of us perpetually in the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal love, gratitude, peace, joy, bliss, generosity, kindness, gentleness, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence. It's continual flooding all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universe. See it through your heart minds in this motion picture as you watch. We begin to levitate above the planet. As we do this, we're met with a gossamer field. There's gossamer fields everywhere. All these little tiny reflective mirrors of trillions of different vibrant colors reflecting back and forth. They are pieces of all of us. Light rays shooting everywhere, glittering brilliantly, filled with the highest of vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. We're met immediately with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us that we, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds us that each and every one of us are imbued with an impenetrable, omnipotently powerful, God-like energy, pure consciousness, from head to toe, inside and out, eternally. Nothing externally can damage it, can manipulate it, can seduce it, can affect anything. The lowest, darkest frequencies can't even come near it. We are protected 24/7, but only you have the power that if you choose to lower your vibrational frequency long enough and deeply enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing the dark, lower matter frequencies, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. You do decide to do this, you are then met with the purple transmuting flame. You can bring the purple transmuting flame in. You can transmute all of these neutral, dark, lower matter frequencies and survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance and send them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. You're then met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds you that you can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. You can literally balance, harmonize, purify, and cleanse the area where these lower frequencies were. You can seal the breach in your white fire armor, restoring the harmony, the peace, the joy, and the bliss of the deep eternal love that you are. You're then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the sunsets on this planet. We are the sunrises. We are the skies, we're the clouds, we are the oceans, we are the trees, we are the soil, we are the birds, we are everything. It is there subtly to remind us of who and what we are. Pure, deep, eternal love. We continue to ascend above the planet. As we do that, some of us step outside our physical form and just float effortlessly above it. And we come across this massive crystalline light tower. And it is larger than the solar system. And in it, we created it. And in it, we can see this massive, kind of an oblong arc field. And in the center is a golden white light. And it's all soft and vibrant in trillions of harmonious colors fan out, saturating and misting through us all life, everything and everything. And as it does this, the colors are just endless. And it is absolute bliss, pure joy, abundance, happiness, humbleness. It just saturates all of us, all of our brothers and sisters. All life on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this meditation is a circle of light. Then we see, look at the top. We designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees in every angle perpetually. As it does, it floods us all. It floods everything and everything, eternally, saturating us. How is it possible that we would not elevate our vibrational frequencies continuously? How is that? How could that be? It cannot. That's what we're doing, which is the major understanding of liberation of this planet. We are drops of the golden ocean. We hold the essence of that ocean. We then move a little bit further up in our ascending, and as we do, we see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. We created this meditative sphere well over 2 years ago. It houses well over 900 of our meditations in perpetual motion from every part of existence participating in this meditation. Not only the people here, but everywhere. All beings of the highest of vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. Massive. Every day, we contribute, all of us, in everything, within everything, in pure consciousness in the God. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's why it continues to intensify and continues to expand. That's why the God-light energy in all of us, the pure consciousness, continues to intensify and continues to expand. There's no escaping the love that is all of us. It cannot be escaped because we all are it. And it floods us all eternally. And we approach all fear with fascination. The fear becomes our ally. I'll join you in the meditation, return to close us out.